Hey ladies, welcome to the Three Thoughts for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024, and the Fall Edition. I would like to start today by discussing the loss of town squares and why that is at least partly a cause for the weakening of our towns and cities. There was a time before the digital age where town squares were actual things, and too often we like to pretend that the existing digital communication options are sufficient to recreate a digital town square. But the reality is currently we can't actually facilitate state-of-town level conversations. To be honest, this is one of the big reasons why I hope to get people to rally around the idea of building a new social media site, is to allow us to have true town squares again. Let's walk through an example. Let's say I create a Reddit community called Colorado. So far so good. Well, can I make sure that all people who want to discuss the decisions that our state government are from Colorado on Reddit? No, I can't. Nor can I know how many bots or account farms are being used. Since we no longer have a conversation where one person means one voice in the conversation, we no longer having an honest conversation. The solution as I see it is to have users present ID on sign-up. This allows us, the site operator, to know that account X is tied to a unique ID. I also know your age, location, and gender, which allows us to create more granular communities. Now if I join a community from my own town, I know that the people I am discussing local issues with are actually part of my town. It does not mean that I know their identity though, as people would still be posting under their username. Where this approach also creates issues and potentially new problems, it does fully solve the issue of online conversations being a cave of mirrors. On dikdik.us, it's important to me that if you make a post and get 20 upvotes, that you know that 20 unique users upvoted your content. Equally as important to me is that we get rid of the idea that every conversation needs to be a global conversation. Fundamentally, if we believe in a democracy as a concept, we need to allow groups to decentralize and live in ways more aligned with their own values, as opposed to mandating everything be decided on a national level. The role I hope to play in this story is to help us in the creation of better ways to communicate with each other in these local communities. What do you think? Am I onto something with this approach, or am I another madman speaking maddening madness? Is there any better way to tackle this issue? The second thought for today is simple. Podcasts are too long. One of the big reasons I have been exploring this daily thought format, is at the end of the day, podcasts are too long. I acknowledge that most people are social and just enjoy hearing people talk just to talk. For the few members of the audience that are introverted, they will testify that listening to people is work. And if I'm going to do it, I want to learn or be entertained. Since I don't look to podcasts for entertainment, searching for information feels too much like fishing to me. I sit there listening, hoping to stumble across something I find interesting. What I am attempting here is to instead filter down what I want to convey until it's clear and can be communicated quickly. At the end of the day, I find it more respectful of the limited time both I and you, the listener, have in general. If every interesting person wants an hour of my time, I simply can't afford to hear them, even if I want to. Now, if you want 5 minutes of my time, that would work. What do you think? Are podcasts a good way to learn stuff? Am I off basis for thinking of them as more of an entertainment than educational on average? The last topic for today is crime and how the fact a lot of it is filmed these days affects us. Having been born into the era where digital cameras started to become ubiquitous, I can say that the fact that where the world is being filmed constantly is almost definitely a net positive. It does have some downsides. Two of the clear downsides are that it allows for emotional manipulation and its ability to potentially interfere with your statistical reasoning. The emotional manipulation is easy to see. With video, I can easily enrage someone by filming something horrible. I can also generate false compassion or sense of heroics. I promise you that before cameras, sea turtles weren't constantly flipping themselves over for the likes. Worse are the videos that show horrific tragedies, be it accidental or malicious. These kinds of videos only serve to hurt you, the viewer, and I encourage you not to watch them. Also, they can convince you that things are far more likely than they are. This is often the case with sensationalist news, be it a crime wave or whatnot. If you see it in the news every day, is it because murders are highly likely in your neighborhood? Or is it because there are so many people that they do happen occasionally, and the corporate media has a fetish for profiting on each and every murder? Well, that's all for today. Until next time, I wish you peace and pepperoni pizza for dinner. Later.